Good day. Welcome to Reading Between the Lines with your host, James G., also known as Edward Kavik. Today I'll be talking to you about, Biden, how he campaigned as the union person. I know, I'm in a union. But you see, so far, first day in office, what did he do? Stop the pipeline, put over 11,000 union workers out of work. And then they're saying, well, they could get jobs, with the Green Deal and all that. God only knows how long that's going to be before they even get that up and running. And they won't be qualified for it because they deal with building pipelines. Okay, so they'll be on unemployment for God who knows how long. And all this other good stuff. So much for the union backing the Democratic Party. I know I'm in a union, okay? And I know my union supported the Democratic Party. I, on the other hand, vote for who I feel like voting for, who I think will get the job done. And yes, I voted for Trump. I believed in him. He kept mostly all of his promises. So far, Biden has, shut down the pipeline, stopped the wall from being finished between Mexico and Texas. Change this other bill that's going to raise the price of insulin and probably other medicine for people who really need insulin. Like my wife, for example. Let's see. Some people are curious how long Biden's going to be in office. I'm giving him 1 year before Nancy Pelosi and them, if still around, vote the 25th Amendment on him to get Kamala Harris in there. Then the country's going to even go even more shit. So, yeah, that's pretty much how everything's going to be. I'm sorry, I paused it for a moment. I had to go do something. But I'm back now. Let's see. Another topic I wanted to get into. My pillows. Okay. Well, the owner, Mike, big supporter of Trump and all that. So several big companies decided to cancel him, get rid of his products. Now I'm hearing Costco decided to change their ban and put his products back on. Apparently, they were probably losing a lot of business. Because you see, Republicans are hard workers. Mostly all of them. I'm not going to say all of them, okay? Are hard workers. They earn their money. They spend their money. A lot of Democrats, especially in this cancel culture thing, live off some, not all, okay, but quite a few live off government. Like, let's say, a lot of these BLM people, they're government welfare people. And I can say that I used to be, years ago, a government welfare person, okay? So, let's see. They probably figured out a lot of Republicans shop at Costco. If they lose their customers, they lose their business. Just like Facebook, Twitter, how many billions of dollars they've lost since banning Trump. Amazon's probably lost business. But you see, like with my pillow, I would love to own a couple of his pillows. As soon as I get enough money, I might buy his bed topper, his sheets, his pillows. And I do like that pajamas he wears. Okay, it does look cool. It reminds me of the good old days back in the 60s and the 50s. Mind you, I was late 60s born. But it reminds me of watching nostalgia. And I hear his products are probably some of the best out there. So as soon as I can get money, I'm going to start purchasing them. Not because I'm a huge fan of them. I believe you stand your ground. Plain and simple. That's how I was taught growing up, even as a child. My father used to tell me, you stand your ground. One time, two Hispanic kids wanted to beat me up. I went crying to him, thinking he would support me somehow. He took me to both of those kids and made me fight both of them. And then he told me, you don't come crying to me if you can take care of it yourself. So I believe anybody, far right, far left, whatever, okay, you say something, you stick with it. You don't apologize for saying it because it's going to hurt you in the long run. You stick to your guns. That's why I've always said people talk trash about Louis Farrakhan. I respect the guy for being honest and not changing his views. Mind you, he hates me because I'm a white man, but I respect that he has his views and he sticks with them. Honesty is the best policy. You're honest with yourself, you say things, don't change your view. Okay? Like all these celebrities that have done things like blackface and then they apologize for it later. Why? Apologize. You did it. You thought it was going to be funny. Apparently, it either was at the time or wasn't. Don't apologize for it. Because you just make yourself look weak when you apologize for something you've done. You can always say in your apology, I'm sorry it offended you, but I thought it was going to be funny at the time, or something like that. Don't go back, oh, I did not mean to do that. Yes, you did. Or I did not mean to say that. Yes, you did. Okay. And let's see, what's the other thing I was going to talk about? Well, all this cancel culture makes me laugh. There's nothing good about cancel culture. Deleting people off of all these, like Facebook, Twitter, all them. What's going to happen when Democrats start disagreeing with Democrats? Are they going to get deleted? Okay? When you take away the person's right to speak, freedom of speech, you might as well take away your right to freedom of speech too. Because it doesn't stop with just one group of people, it spreads to other groups too. And like during the inauguration, the media spent maybe a couple of minutes talking about the rioting in Seattle and Oregon, okay, with Antifa. My thing to the Democratic Party is you guys created a monster that you now cannot control. Okay? I hope you enjoy dealing with Antifa now. And you BLMs out there, let me just tell you this much. They don't care about you guys anymore either. They got what they wanted. They're got the White House. The only time Black Americans ever matter is when they need your vote. And that's it. Once they don't need your vote, they don't need you. If you don't believe me, wait till like the rest of this year, and that not going to hear much being done with the Black Americans until 2022, when the Senate and the House elections are up again. Then they're going to be kissing your asses again, okay? And then you have, let's see, Chuck Schumer talking about impeaching Trump, President Trump, while he's out of office, which is against the Constitution. So it's not going to hold much merit. It's just all symbolic. And he said, because there has to be accountability. When are these white old people, Democrats, going to accept accountability for all the rioting that went on throughout this whole year? Okay, and I'm not just saying all you old white people, Democrats. You got Kamala Harris bailing these people out, saying, and them all saying the rioting's not going to stop. They knelt in solidarity with BLM. Yep, that's our government. They will kiss pretty much anybody's ass just for a vote. Okay, they're worse than a prostitute on a corner. Not just a prostitute, a crackhead prostitute that will do anything for the next fix. That's how these politicians remind me of. 90% of them are Democrats. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, AOC, and yes, I said AOC. That one Muslim woman, I keep forgetting her name and cannot really even pronounce it, but she doesn't even matter. Bernie Sanders. Okay, the most racist politicians I know are in the Democratic Party. They formed the Klan. They tried to fight against freeing the slaves. Jim Crow law was their idea. So they just figured a different way. If we can't put the blacks back in chains, we'll make them work for us anyways in a different way. We will make them work for our votes, or their votes for us. That's how they look at it. That's all you people are, is a vote. And I just wish all of you would just open your eyes and see how you're being used. And I know you'll look at me, old white guy, telling me how I grew up in the hood, okay? I know what it's like, suffering, not knowing where you're going to get your next meal. I know all those. The only thing you and I'm talking to the black community, don't have in common is the color of our skin. And I'm not saying all of you, I've never joined a gang, okay? Wasn't a good student either. Did get in lots of trouble growing up. I just never was affiliated. Well, I associated with gangs, but never joined any. So I knew people in several different gangs. But otherwise, I know what you guys go through. And I know how you guys get used. Like, you're saying whites are racist. If whites are so racist, Obama would have never been elected. It would have been an embarrassment election. He would have had the lowest amount of votes ever in history. Okay. So, no, whites aren't racist. The best way to make people racist is keep calling them racist. Just like a little kid. You keep telling a little kid they're no good, they're going to amount to nothing. Trust me, they're going to be no good and amount to nothing when they get older. So just keep preaching that all Trump supporters are racist and that eventually you'll be right. they will be racist. Okay? And another topic is with the black community and racism. You want to look at true racism and who makes racism. Look at the media and look at Hollywood. They are the two major distributors of racism. How many movies have black Americans, white Americans, all Americans have seen that always portrayed young black men as either gang members, drug dealers, or just straight up thugs? Okay? And growing up, how many times have you listened to the news and heard somebody was killed? This person was killed by a young black male. Okay? Was it necessary to mention the race of the person who killed him? Because if you have a description, then yes, you could say, yes, he was a young black male, he fit this description. But they always mention race. Okay? Good example. Dealing with, this whole cops hating blacks, hunting them down. How many times have you heard on the news a young man was shot by the police? He's in critical condition in the hospital during, like, say, an armed robbery. 9 out of 10 chance that was a white guy. You know why? Because they didn't mention his skin color. Otherwise, young black male shot by the police. See the difference? They always push the race card, no matter what they do. And with all that, I let you know, I'll be signing off. Try to have a good night and keep your family safe. Okay, and God bless. Bye.